guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am showing you guys how to come up with my brows. I have my brows microbladed, but they are starting to fade and it's been over a year. So I'm actually showing you guys how to use the Kat Von D. It is the 24-hour Super Brow in light brown. And I'm showing you some of the products that I do have in my arsenal, I guess you'd want to say. I actually have a full cup of brow stuff in here. From brow pencils, brow definers, tools to use. This one's from Benefit. And then I have the Highbrow. And just all different stuff that I like to use on a basis when I'm doing my brows. So if you guys want to see how I went from no brow to these awesome looking brows, please stay tuned and let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been getting a lot of questions on how I've been doing my brows lately. So I'm going to walk you guys through what I've been doing with my brows. And I'm going to actually work with the Kat Von D 24-hour Super Brow in light brown. And there are so many different ways that you can do your brows. I have stencils for beginners if you want to shape your arches. I have powders from Anastasia, and it is a dual powder with a light shade and a dark shade, and this is in soft brown. And then I also have brow pomade from Anastasia, and this is also soft brown. And then you can reach into pencils. So I have the Precisely My Brow from Benefit, which is a really nice one. This is in the shade 3. And then I have Anastasia Brow Wizzes in taupe and soft brown. And then I have brow definers from Anastasia in chocolate and also taupe. And last I have a IT Cosmetics Brow Power in universal taupe. These are all pencils that you can use to do your brows. Benefit has a brow pencil for highlighting for your brow bone. It's called Highbrow, and this will help make your brows cleaned up and highlighted. So that's something I like to use a lot too. Benefit has Gimme Brow, which is a liquid that you can brush into your hairs to actually help make them for more natural days thicker and more defined. There's Tinted Brow Gels, which I have from Anastasia, and then a clear brow gel from Anastasia that I use a lot. For pomades, I have a couple brushes that I like to use. The first one is the number 12 from Anastasia, which is actually has the spoolie on one side and then the brush on the other side. And they are really small and they are really good for brush strokes. And then I have the Kat Von D number 70 brush, which is fine tipped as well. And this is really easy for applying the brow strokes too. And then when I'm done with my brows and I need to clean them up, I use concealer, and I've been using the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and then I use light beige. I have a Bobbi Brown concealer, and this is an instant full cover concealer, and I'm in the shade Sand. Sometimes I'll use foundations as well, so I can pretty much grab my Fenty foundation, my Hourglass ones, any kind of foundation that I have in front of me that I'm going to use that day. I can use those as well to carve them out. So what I do first when I am doing my brows, I always make sure that I have a mirror that is close to me so I can actually see everything. I take tweezers. These are my favorite tweezers. They are the pink ones from Tweezerman. They really do get into all of the hairs and they actually pull them out quickly and they are not painful. Just cleaning up both of my brows. And I do clean up the bottoms through here and also the tops through here, just so they're not too out of my lines. Because I do have my eyebrows microbladed, but it has been over a year since I had to have them done. So they are starting to fade. I'm just cleaning up through here, pulling these ones out. You can see through here that I have a little bit of the strokes left. And then if you feel that any of your hairs are long in the front, because I like to make sure that mine stand up straight in the front. And if they're quite long, like right through here are on me, right here, I'm going to take a pair of just small scissors. These are Revlon scissors that I got from, I think, Ulta or something like that. And I just take my spoolie, really push up on the brow hair, and I'll just trim them down. Do the same thing to the other side. I don't like to trim off a lot at first, and then just tweezer any of these that are higher up, just like that. So today I'm going to use the Anastasia number 12 brush and the Kat Von D 24-hour Super Brow in light brown. And this is what it looks like from the inside. Works really nice for my brow hairs. Just spoolie them up. And then I will go in and kind of just scrape a little bit out of the pot and close it right away. So I get about that much on my brush right away. And then I'll just put it on my hand and just clean off my brush a little bit so there's not a lot of product on there right away. And then I will brush up the bottom side of my brow, both sides, and then I will take my brush and I will fill in the outer and leave this front section with no product on it yet. And then just make sure that I define the lower arch here and drag it all the way in to the tail. And it ends something like this. And then I'll go in through my brows and I will go to the edge where the arch is. And I like to curve this edge pretty far, lightly at first. And then go down to the tail, picking up a little bit more product and curve my arch and pull down. And then I will spoolie this out some of the product and fill in the arch and the tail area. And then I will go into the front with less product and turn my brush to the side and fill in the area. And then I'll go to the front, run that through, and then flip it to the side and follow the hair stroke lines. And just brush that up a little bit, picking up a little bit more product and filling in my scar that I have. Just going to brush down my hairs at the top here and lightly build in this line here. And then brush them back up. And then with no additional product from when I just picked up some of the product, I'm going to go back into the front, add a couple more hairs, just lightly, don't push very hard. Turn the brush to the side and filling in more. And then just lightly with your spoolie going through the front. Alright, I'm going to do the other brow off camera and I will be right back and then we will work on the concealer portion. Alright, so both of my brows have the pomade in them. You can still kind of see that there's little sparse areas in the brows, which I don't mind them all the time. But what you can do, you can take a brow pencil, and I have soft brown from Anastasia in pencil. And this is one of the Brow Whizzes. And I will just go in and just kind of fill those in. You can use pencil or you can use powder and just fill those in. And I don't always use the same exact pencil to pomade colors because I want my hairs to have a little bit of a dimension. So I will use a lighter color sometimes and then a darker color. Always I use a darker color out on the tails and then lighter in the insides. And then I'll go in with one of the Brow Wizzes from Anastasia in taupe and work into the front half of my brows. I'll turn this to the side and do the upper strokes too. And then I'm going to stop with the pencils and the pomade at this because I do like how these are looking. I then will use Benefit Gimme Brow, clean off the top, and this is what the little spoolie looks like. It is a liquid that actually picks up a little bit more, makes your brows a little bit thicker looking. It's kind of like a fiber. You like seeing those mascaras where they make your lashes look thicker and longer with fibers. This is kind of like the same thing. So then I brush this into my hairs and just gives them a little bit extra of a dimension and also makes them look thicker. Do the same thing to the other side. Then just kind of let them sit for just a second here to dry off. Now I did a little bit of a mistake and I got a little bit too much of the pomade through here. So I'm going to show you how I clean up the bottoms of my brows and clean up a little bit of the tops. So I use this small handle, and this is in the E56 brush, and I like it because it's shorter and it's easier to work in my hands. And there's so many different brushes that you can use. You know, I've seen people use like the double-sided brushes, they'll use like the smaller halves of these, and occasionally I'll use this wet and dry brush from Bare Minerals when I'm just carving out certain sections, but overall I like to use this E56 brush. So I'm actually going to use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I will take a little bit of this and stick it on the back of my hand, which is barely like nothing back here, and then I'll just tap my brush into here and then just wipe off some of it right next to it, and then I will take my brush pretty much to where it touches my eye, and then I'll lightly brush this forward, and it just helps clean it up. And then I'll do the rest of my brow here. And I'll go past where I actually did. I'll go all the way out to here. And then I'll blend it down onto my eyelid here. And just tap it in with my finger. And that looks a lot better than without cleaning it up. So I'll do the same thing to the other eye. Tap it out again. And there is the left eye done. And then if I got really sloppy in through the fronts here, I'll actually take my concealer and clean up the front halves on both sides. And then I'll just tap these in. Smooth it out. And then if you got heavy-handed on the tops, I'll clean up those, but I don't usually do that very often. And then I will start through here. And then after most of the product is dispersed, then I'll go to the front of the brow. Blend this in. And then we'll do this side as well. And then just pat it out. And And I do have stubborn brows here and there where they just don't want to work, and then I'll just try working into them a little bit more. I have gotten pretty used to actually doing my brows lately. I feel like I'm actually doing a lot better too. And this is kind of what they end up looking like. And if you want to, you can take the Benefit Highbrow, and this is going to highlight the arch of your brow, and I'll do this on the bottom of my brow. And that just helps brighten up your arch through here and make your eyebrow look a lot more lifted. And then I'll just take my finger again, and then I will pat this down onto the eyelid a little bit. And it definitely makes your eyebrows more higher. They look higher. I really do feel like they do actually help with that. So it gives a little bit of color. And then depending on how I'm feeling, I will go in with a tinted brow gel like this. Or I'll actually just use a clear brow gel, which doesn't look like there's any product in here. I'll go in with this side first, and I will kind of brush this onto my brows just to get the product on there, and then I'll turn it to the side and then brush it out. Do the same for the other side. Get the product on there first, and then I will spool it out. And this is what my brows look like. I hope that this actually helped you guys in doing brows. I do have stencils too for when I will do brows on somebody, so I'll actually figure out which shape I need to do. This is the Anastasia ones, and this is the high arch, which is actually the shape that I do have. And then there is the slim high arch, medium arch, full arch, and then a petite arch. And the nice thing with the stencils is that they have the 1, 2, and 3 lines. So 1 is in the front of your brow, which is right here. 2 is actually where you go from your tip to your nose to the edge right through here. And then you would follow that through your center of your eye. And then 3 is where your nose and then up. So that's a nice learning tool as well to do that, is the 1, 2, and 3, which will actually help shape your brows if you do not have a stencil like this. And Benefit actually has a tool as well. Looks just like this. Put it to the side. And this actually helps with a lot of those measurements as well. And just kind of make sure, if you want to see if your arches are the same from left to right, you want to make sure that your front halves are the same, all different measurements, so you can make sure that they are just perfect for you. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this quick new brow tutorial on how to do brows. Fully filled in with a brow pomade using the Kat Von D, the 24-hour brow pomade. And I also used the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Brow Wiz in soft brown and taupe, with the Benefit Gimme Brow in number 3, and Highbrow, Anastasia's clear brow gel, and also a concealer brush from Sigma, and my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. If you guys like little quick tutorials like this and how to do different things, if you want to see any other ones, brows, eyes, just a brow with just pencil without using pomade, please make sure that you leave me comments in the comment section below. Please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!